So guys, let me just check the audio quality. Just wait a second. All right, so everything is working fine. So today we are implementing some features. The features are indentation markers, and we have to implement some tests also. So there are two things that we have to done in this stream: the indentation marker feature, and other one is the implementing tests. So these are the goals for today. Hmm. So where sh we should start? Hmm. And there is one more thing also. We have to implement confirmation whenever we sync the file system with our buffer. So there are some things that we have to done in the stream. So let's resize it a little. Let's just use the neo tree for now. We will make this default. We can use filer.nvim as a default file manager later, but currently this file manager doesn't have the whole functionality that we need. So we just go with the neo tree. So So we have to modify it a little. Let me first go here, like let's just close this and filer. And what if I split? So this is a split window, right? This is the split window, and I can make it as large as I can, right? Hmm. Let's just make a simple confirmation box, nothing too fancy, like all NVim has. Like whenever I delete this thing and save, it will show the pop-up to confirmation your changes. So I want to have the same thing. Hmm. So there's no active issues, right? So, okay. Height could be optional, but width always a positive value. So, is there anything we need right now? Okay. So let's go to URLs, create window, create window, window. Hmm. Show window. Okay. We have show window here. So we have to update this function a little so that we can create floating windows. Currently, it can only create split windows, so we have to tweak a little. So here is the configuration. Uh, Window config. So there's a config with the utils dot get win config with the window instance instance and window config dot if win config. Wait a minute. We don't have to change this one. We have to get win config function. We have to modify this function instead of show window. So is there any chat? Nothing. So we can move forward in the updates. So this is the okay. So we can confirm here. Okay. So this is the config, or you can say window config. So if window instance dot window instance split. So if split is not a null value, that means user want to create a split window, right? So if user want to create a split window, we can return other things like okay, we can return the same thing here like that. Otherwise, we need to create a floating window like here. We can uh, we can return style. Let's just copy some things from here and let's just change it to a relative to the editor, right? So we can now distinguish between the split and the floating windows. Don't need this variable. Any chat? Nothing. Okay. Hmm. So this is the relative minimal width. Then we need a height. Math.seal window instance window instance dot height starvim dot o dot lines like that. And we need a row and column also. So currently we will center those. Um, Currently we will center those according to columns and the lines. There is no functionality of anchoring the window on any kind of what we can say, any of the corners. Currently we will just center those windows, nothing fancy. So these are the columns. Right. So these are the width and the columns for that. Hmm. So vim.o.lines. Actually, we need a little helper function. Yes. So I have to go to assistant.nvim and have to go to window, get, or you can say get view. What happened? Executable RG not found. Okay. RG, or you can say rip grep. Perfect. Now we can do get a view size. So we need this function. This should work, I guess. So let me just create a window. How we can do that? We need a confirmation. We need a confirmation. So function utils dot confirm. So what things it should take? So it will take text. So text is just filer text, and so urls.confirm text. So we have a text which we need to confirm. So okay, that's all, I guess. We don't need anything else. So let's just create a window um window require window dot new, and we have to give it a width of 0.5, I guess. Height is equals to 0.5. Enter is equals to true, and we will not pass the split. So let's go to here and let's make split is also as optional value. I guess that's all we need. Now we have to open the window, urls dot show window, this window, and after creating this window, we have to render the given text. So text render into the window buttoner. I guess that will resolve everything. So what should I do next? We have actions. Is there any chat or any active issues? No, I don't think so. So there's a synchronized thing. So before doing anything on the file system, we have to first confirm from the user, right? So should I put this in the action, or should I put in the synchronization from the buffer? That is interesting. Don't worry, I will change the position accordingly. Confirm. So we need to pause the text. So let's make a text. Changes text. Do we have file system? Do we have text here? No, we don't have it. So let's just make a text class here. Text, and change text equals to text dot new. Okay, we can pass the text here. Oh shit, I forget something. We need a function, a callback function. The callback function is just it's a function which will be invoked whenever the user confirms the request. So all right, we will run that thing called back. If not, if false, then something like that. So I don't want to run the callback right now because there are a lot of checks we have to uh, perform before running the callback. So I have to go to actions, And let's pass a function here. Let's put them over here and change text here. Perfect. Now let's just append some content, and the content is well, that makes sense to put the confirmation in the yeah. Okay. So before doing anything else, let's remove it and let's go to file system, paste here from buffer, synchronization from the buffer. Do we have changes? Yes, we have changes. So if we have changes, then we have to convert them into the text. All right, so let's create a text here. Changes text is equals to text.new, right? And let's make a for loop. Wait, what? Let's make a for loop on every of the changes. Change in I pairs changes do end. So let's just use a pair instead of I pairs and use type change type and the change. These are the changes. No. Change group. Change list and let's go over every change in I pairs of change list, do an end, and let's changes text. Let's append string format. Heading. Guys, I'm gonna inform you that if you have any questions about what I'm doing currently, You can feel free to ask. So, so this is the heading. I can append one more thing, the change with the filer paragraph. Hmm. Okay. So if we change, if type of change equal to a table, else like that. Hmm. So perfect. That should work, I guess. So let's utils. Let's import the utils. Utils dot confirm with the change text and the function which perform all the operations, and we will wrap that in here. So let's see if that works. So let me go to a test directory because I don't want to mess up in the code folder. So let's test the sync operation here. Let's just create a something dot lua. Okay, it will ask for the confirmation. So let me enable the borders first. So actually it is working. Let me enable the borders. You guys can see there's a floating window here. So let me enable the borders. Get config here, rounded, something like that. So let's open it up and example.lua, and you can see here we have a confirmation. We have a confirmation pop-up for that. We can do a trick. Let me just do the height at the maximum, and the width should be 0.4, or it should be config dot values dot window config dot width. How about that? So let me just do compiler init.lua. Okay, that works smoothly. That's perfect. So I have to go to file system, and I have to put a blank space here. Let me change this to upper. It's a string, right? Shoot. String dot upper change group. Perfect. In .lua, we can see there's a confirmation which is needed. And also let's add a gap here, and let's fill that with the filer blank space, right? Perfect. So let's quit. Let's open the filer, and you can see a nice looking confirmation pop up. Okay, let's go here and disable the borders for now. I want to test something. Init.lua. Okay, that is awesome. This is exactly what I need. So someone give a new star. So let me give the shout out to that user. So BitBlocks Hub, thank you for starting this repo. It helps a lot. It gives me so much motivation to make these types of plugins. And if you don't know what this plugin is, it's a new file manager which can provide a file tree view and have all the functionality which oil.nvim provides. All these features are not implemented yet, but I'm working hard so that this plugin will reach at the level of oil and vim. But there's a catch. You can see you can see the tree view which oil.nvim doesn't support. So if I quit this window and open it up, you can see state is preserved, and you can delete and create files like oil and vim. Nothing fancy. It's just, you know. All right. So let me just go to the assistant window. Let's go to URLs actually. So utils, we have get win config function. Hmm. This is a function, right? So let's go to wizard. What can I do? How to center this column value? So this is the width. So I have to multiply it with the 0.5 also. I literally forget about that. So if I do something like that, and if I create an init.lua, it will confirm, and okay, that's perfect. This is exactly what I need. So now instead of going through the hard-coded value, let me just use the height and width. Let's open the column and the row value, and the both are optional. These are the floating numbers, so doesn't matter. So let's go in URLs, config. So instead of centering those things, these are the columns and these are the row. Instead of centering this, we will pass the column and the row value, which is further passed from the user. So let's pass here a row. First of all, the column value. The column value should be uh, window config dot width, and the row is equals to 1. Let's see if that still works or not. Let's go here. Yeah, it works fine. So let me just go here and row equals to 0 and the columns is equals to 1. So that will, I guess, anchor the window. Uh, Wait a minute. Let me just remove those things. There we go. Now I guess this works fine. This 1, this is 0. Width dot values dot window config dot width, right? Yeah, that's working fine. Good luck, bro. Maybe this will replace my oil and Vim plugin. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Oil and Vim is just so awesome. I mean, it can do anything, but lacking with the file tree structure. I mean, it's better to have a file tree view to navigate between the code bases like Next.js and other kind of bigger code bases. You need a file tree view to get a better understanding of the structure. So let's focus on the work. So as you can see, here we have a confirmation thing. Perfect. So we have to create some auto commands also, so that if whenever the um, let's just set it by default. Um, set uh, show window. Show window. So when we create this window, I think we have to attach the auto commands, which is necessary, I think. So let me just do it right here. Actually, we can use anchors also. Uh, Anchor, open, win. There is an anchor option, I guess. Yes, there is an anchor option. You can, okay, perfect. So Hmm. Let's go to URLs. Get when config. So if we have anchor option, then we don't need the column and the row. We just simply use the anchor option to anchor the window. And in this case, anchor is much better than setting up the column and the row value by ourselves. Yeah, dude, I also want tree structure in oil element. Yeah, tree structure is always the best. I mean, there's another view you can see SPF. Yeah, you can see this is another view which people quite likes, but nothing can replace the file tree view. You can see Yazi offers the same thing. We have three different windows which you can navigate between them, but besides these three levels of view, you can't see anything. You can just see the parent window, the current window, and the preview, nothing else. But tree view is much better on understanding the structure of the project. I get, in my opinion. Is there any active issues? No. So let me just window config dot if window instance dot anchor. So if we have an anchor, then we use the anchor uh, window config like that. And if we have anchor, then we attach the anchor here. Anchor is equals to window instance dot anchor. I think that will resolve everything. Let's see if we can use the anchor thing. Anchor is equals to, let me reference the anchor. There are northwest direction, northwest. I want northeast actually. So let's assign it northeast. Oh, sorry. I have to position it like um open win anchor. Let's paste them here like that. Oh, come on. One more line. Okay. So now we can do something like, let's make a pipe between them. Delete this one, join those lines, and put them here. Perfect. So that will make the type. Perfect. Utils. Utils. The error is gone now. What terminal are you using? I'm currently using the Ghosty terminal. It is GPS accelerated and fulfill my needs. So uh, let's see if it anchors the window correctly. So init.lua row. So we need to remove the relative property here. relative is equals to editor. Here. We will not add the relative property when anchor is on. So let's open that thing. Relative or external must be specified. Hmm, I don't get it. Win.print, win config. So let's do, is this not enough? I don't know if this is enough or not to open a window like that. Okay, just give me a second. Do we need an external? External. Invalid value of relative. External. Does anybody know what this error try to inform me? External. I never use the anchors to position the window, so it's a bit tricky for me. Open win, anchor, anchor decides which corner of the float to place at row column. Northwest. Okay. Hmm. I don't get it. Relative to the editor, external, external through. Let's see if that works. UI doesn't support external windows. Okay, then relative to the editor. I guess this should work. This is so frustrating. Requires a relative requires okay buff position. But we have anchors. Why do we need the row and column value? Okay, let's ask with the DeepSeek. Let's see if if it can help us. So I want to position a neovim window with the anchor property. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hope you are all enjoying the stream till yet. Sorry, till now. Sorry for my English because it's not my first language, so it's kind of broken. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Now I got it. You still need to provide the row and the column, right? You still need to provide the row and the column value because it will relative the window to the northeast corner of the global window. So let's see if that works. Row column or the okay, okay, okay. Get win config. So we have to Wait a minute. There is an anchor. So actually we can merge them here, right? Let's select everything here. I can do it with the expressions, but that's okay. So this is the anchor property, this is the column property, and this is the row property. And let's see if that works now. Hmm, something is happening. Let's just enable the border so that we can debug what is happening right now. Uh, the window is going. Is this the northeast value? I mean, I don't know. Is this the northeast value? I'm confused. Northeast is the top right. But why is this? I don't get it. Uh, Northeast. So let me go to northwest. Let's see if that works. Still, then what is the use of anchors? That doesn't make any sense. Is there any issue? No, no active issues. So, anyways, let's just remove the anchors for now because they are kind of useless for me right now. So let's go back here and remove the anchors like so. And yeah, perfect. Let's just go to the window and remove the anchors from here as well. Okay, so that will, I guess, yeah, perfect. There's a simple fix that I have to do, that we only do the confirmation if we have some changes. So if we don't have any changes, then we will not open the confirmation box. Hmm. So what is the best way to do that? We can do something like if vim.table is empty, changes.create. If all of them are empty, like table is empty, changes.delete, and let's just copy everything like that. And then let's create it just move, I guess. Perfect. So let me just return from there. Okay. So we will return the from the synchronization function if we don't have any changes detected, right? So let me just test this thing. So if I press S, it didn't do anything because we don't have any changes. But if I write init.lua here and press S, you can see it asked for the confirmation that this file is going to be created. Perfect. Now we have to complete the functionality of the confirmation box. Are there any chat? No. So let's move to the work. So here we open the window and we open the chat. Now we have to uh, set up some keybinds, right? uh, vim.api vim.key map, or you can say utils dot key set key map. So we will set a key map here. I think we should render the text at the end. Let's just set up everything at the first and then we can render everything. So let LHS, we need a mode also. So mode is just the normal mode, right? And LHS is Y, because everything is happy with the Y confirmation, I guess. And the uh, RHS should be a function which will confirm those things, right? Let me just pass the call back here. Wait a minute. Let me just pass a function which will remove the window. Utils.remove hide window. This is the window, and after removing the window, we can call the function that we need to pass. Okay. Same thing. We have to apply another key map for no as a no confirmation, and we will hide the window, but we don't call the callback function. That's it. And there are some options that we have to pass. Options buffer. So we will bind this key map to only a specific buffer, right? Perfect. So let's see if that works. First of all, there's one more thing we have to do. We have to print the yes and no functionality also. We have to create the buttons yes and no. So after all these listings, we can text change append yes, right. Filer success and append no as filer failure. Perfect. So this should work, I guess. Oh, there's one more thing I have to do. I have to make a new line also of I guess 2 new lines are enough to separate them out, and I have to separate them all also with the 2 space filer blank, right? So I guess this works. So let's see. Let's type init.lua, and you can see here's a yes and a no buttons are created. We can create them. Sub yo. Thank you for watching the stream. Bit of dust. You on Linux? Yes, I'm using Arch, by the way. So there are two buttons. Let me press the no button. This will do nothing. And if I do it again and press sync, yes, it will create the file init.lua. But where is this file actually? There it is, but why it is not rendering? Oh, okay. Now I got it. Why it's not rendering. We have to pass that in the callback function also. Or we can use this will sync the file system from the buffer, and we can just render everything from the action. So let's open the actions, and we have a synchronization thing, right? Okay, so let's just pass that function here. It can't receive the function, so let's make it receivable. File system synchronization. That's a callback. Let's add typings. Callback, it's just a function. Okay, that's a function. Hmm. Okay. I'm just wondering, after making those changes, we can call this callback. So there it is. On confirmation, we will call this callback. Perfect. So let's try this. We have to reopen the neovim to see the changes. So init.lua, this time I press S to get the confirmation window, and if I press yes, you can see the init.lua file is created. Perfect. Now if I delete this line and press S, you can see it asking to delete this file, and if I press no, it still delete this. No, it's this file is not deleted. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's just change the approach a little. We will call the callback in all the scenarios, but with a different arguments. Like the true, the confirmation is true or false. Like we pass two types of values. Okay, now we can just go to the actions. No, go to the file system, and we have a choice here. So if we have a choice, mm, let's rename this to confirmation. So if we have a confirmation to do the operation, we will do that. Otherwise, we will simply re-render everything. So let's see if that works. Let's reopen that. Let's delete this init.lua, and let's press no. And you can see this file is not deleted. And if I delete it again, and press S, press yes, it will delete this file. Perfect. If I reopen that window, you can see init.lua is not anymore. Nice, the file manager on window sucks, or I suck managing files. Yeah, both of the things are pretty common for the developers. Hi Zainab, welcome to the stream. We can make the buttons a more intuitive. Let me show you how. First of all, let me just commit those things. Otherwise, if I mess anything, the whole progress is gone. So, what are the changes? Windows. First of all, let's go with the libs library classes. So, add support for the let me give it the scope. Add support for floating windows. Perfect. This is the action. Okay, this is the all the confirmation thing. This is the different thing. So let's add a feature. Add necessary highlight groups. And let add confirmation. Add confirmation pop-up. Perfect. So I'm not going to push it right away. I have to implement some tests so that everything should be robust. So, is adding tagging on files difficult? Tagging. Can you explain what do you mean by tagging? My phone gallery has tagging things. I love using it to find photos. Tagging, you mean pinning some specific files, right? Like you pin some specific file that you need uh, that you visit more oftenly than the other ones, I guess. This is my assumption. So, are there any issues? Off camera, I resolve a issue. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream that, resolving that issue. But in future, if there is a issue with this plugin, I will definitely stream that and will live resolve that issue. Uh, Zainab, currently I'm working on the file manager, which uh, which could be the best file manager for neovim for 2025. Like it has all the features of oil.nvim. If you're aware of what oil.nvim is, it's a file manager which can operate your file system like a buffer. You can do all file system operations like neovim text editing. So it supports that feature, but it also provides a file tree view. You can see oil.nvim doesn't provide this file structure like that. So this plugin uses the indentation levels to calculate the parent and the depth of the file system item. So next thing, you're spinning with a name and finding it again. This feature is exciting, I guess. Like pinning some specific files. Well, as you might know, there's so many plugins for that also, like uh, like Harpoon and the Snipe NVIM. Harpoon is created by the Primeagent, by the way. But built-in feature for this plugin is it's a really great idea, I guess. I will definitely add this feature because it looks amazing. Because you don't have to add a new plugin for pinning the some specific files. I mean, who did that? So let's continue moving forward. So let's make okay. Um, guys, I need a little suggestion. Oh, wait. Let me go to the test directory because I don't want to mess anything here. So, perfect. So let's add init dot this. So guys, should I leave them as it is, like yes and no without any backgrounds, or should I add the background to make it even cooler? What do you guys think? Oh wow, this looks sick. Thanks. Thanks, Sanvi. I pinned most photos and even pin one photo with many tags. Yeah, that's a great idea. And also, if I implement this feature for this file manager, we can integrate with the telescope plugin, or there are a lot of fuzzy finding tools so that you can find your buffers or anything, like you can find the files with those tags. I like that thing. Transparent was lovable. Oh, thank you. Let's just refresh and see if there are any active issues. So there are not. So guys, should I make yes and no buttons more intuitive? Like, should I give them a background, or let's leave them as it is? What do you guys think? Should I make them more better looking, or just for the starting purposes, leave them as it is? What do you guys think? Come on, guys, give me some suggestion. And by the way, if you want to contribute in this project, this code base is not that big uh, to start with. So you can, if you are a plugin developer, you can just contribute in this. If you find any issue or any feature you want to implement, you can just implement right away. Just read the contributing.md for the uh, standard purposes. You can see there is one contributor. He implements netrw hijacking, which is a really useful feature. A little box with red and green and a text. Are the highlights for yes and no tied to the theme? Yeah, don't worry. These colors will follow the theme. These are not hard-coded values. These are linked to the built-in theme. So let me show you one thing. Let me just show you one thing. Let's see if you like this or not. So let's do a BG. This is for the demonstrated purposes. It's not, uh, this will not follow the built-in theme. This is just the demonstration purpose. Okay, so let's, foreground should be white. Everyone knows the white color. BG equals to, let me, for success, it should be green, RGB. So first two characters should be 0, then FF and this. So this is the green thing. Should I make them black? Text should be black, I guess. And for the failure, same thing, but the BG should be red. So starting two characters are F and next are 0. So let's see how those colors are looking right now. So let me add a file. You can see, should I add some padding here? Wait a minute. File system. Let's add some padding. Currently, these two highlights will not follow the built-in theme. So let me just init. You can see like so. Nice. Yeah, I see the link. Normal for yes. Instead, string highlight might be different in some themes. I'm not sure. It's okay, easy to find. I think we should go with some uh, pretty straightforward things like we have already. Like if a user, yeah, I think for the starting purposes, I think I should leave them like yes and no because the contributing community can handle those things by themselves. If anyone in the community needs to change the look of this thing, they can feel free to change. I mean, you can contribute to this and make it even better looking. I leave up to you guys. Or yeah, it's configurable, so no biggie. Yeah, we can leave it as it is right now. Let's focus on the testing purposes. We have to implement some test for the new functionalities. So uh, file system. Let's remove the padding because we don't need the padding. But there's one thing we can do. You know what? We can center those things. Like we can make these things center in the current line. What do you guys think? Should we make them center or stick with the left side? Centering might be good. Okay, so let's make them centered. So we have to count the number of characters um, for the, let me see. We have to count the number of columns in the current window. Let's see what DeepSeek suggests. I want to count the number of columns in the window in a neovim window. To count the number of columns in a neovim window, you can use okay. So let's see if that works. Lua equal vim dot api dot nvim. What is this function? When get width. When get width. Yeah, this function does exist. Hmm. When get width. Okay. Lua equals to vim dot api dot nvim when gets width as require file state windows dot main dot win id, right? Expected a Lua number invalid window. Okay, so echo nvim current win. It's 1006, so let's do 1006. So this is the 70 columns here. So there are 70 columns in this current window. Perfect. Wait, there should be 70. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. So let's just calculate it. Uh, Wait just a minute. This is not easy to center them because the window will get created afterwards, and we are preparing the text. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Wait a minute. We can do one thing. Don't worry. We can do one thing. We can use our brain to do that. URLs. So we will not render the text right here. We will pass the whole window. So after setting up the key maps, this function, so we will pass the choice, we will pass the window, right? So we will pass the window object here so that we can access the window, and we don't need to render the text here. No, 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 we have to render that. This is quite challenging. This is literally challenging. Okay, let's leave them to the left side. We can center them later because functionality is the most important thing, and this is fully functional. You can see here, perfect. So I don't have any problem with that. So, all right. There's one more thing in the file system. We have this empty block. So we will change text. Although this feature is not supported, I mean, you can't rename the files right now, but don't worry, we will implement that. So string dot upper, the change group. Actually, okay, don't. Filer heading. So append a blank space with filer blank, and let's append one more thing, which is the change from where to where, right? So we have a string dot format, we have this string, and we have this as, and we will do change dot rom change dot to, and let's give a highlight group of filer paragraph. So to see this in action, we can create a dummy change like move operation, like so. Rom is equals to uh, hello, and 2 equals to by. So init.lua. So you can see, there is a problem. There is a problem. We have to append a new line also. After every operation, we have to add a new line. So let me just remove this line and text change. Let's add it here. And we don't need here. And we can do same thing here, change text and give a new line here. Perfect. So let's see. So here you can see hello will rename to the by and create this file. Perfect. So now we can just remove this. Let's commit those changes. It's a fix. Fix. Um, update render format of confirmation Perfect. All right. So last thing we have to do, how much time we are streaming. It's 1.5 hour, about 1.5 hour. So let's just quickly implement some tests. I think we committed all of them. Okay, so let's create some tests. Let's make those files with our plugins. So this is our plugin. Let's make the file for test. So you can see auto indenting is working. I mean, you don't have to press too many tabs like that. You just have to press O like a default text editing and it will auto indent that. Perfect. So we have to test test window. So what do we have to test anyways? What do we have to test? Wait a minute. Let's open the filer. What are the things to test? I think there are URLs function. Oh, there's one more thing. Wait a minute. There is one more thing we have to implement. Where is this thing? Okay. So we will invisible the function. I mean, invisible the cursor. We have to invisible the cursor, right? So to invisible the cursor, where we have to do that. So URLs dot hide cursor like that. Let's hide the cursor and restore cursor. So this is how we can restore the cursor, and we have to pass those cursor in the callback. Restore cursor. Let's make it true. So we have to restore the cursor here. Actually, we don't need to pass the cursor. We can just simply URLs, I mean restore. Why it's not autocomplete? Cursor. Okay, perfect. So let's see if the cursor is hiding or not. So currently cursor is not hiding. Let's just open the confirmation box. You can see cursor is hiding. If I press no, cursor is not restored. Why? I have learned a lot of Scotch euros. Restore cursor should work. Why it's not working? Let's restore it here. Um, why the cursor is not restoring? Should I schedule that? Schedule function restore cursor. 989. I didn't heard about this thing. What is 989? I literally don't have any idea with that. What about file data change? File data, you mean file content? This plugin is not currently detecting the changes of the file content because this plugin is still in the development stage. You can see this plugin is still under development because I'm the only person who is working on it, and there is one more contributor here. So the development is quite slow. Day, date, month. Like the created and updated things, right? Like when the file is created and when it is modified. I think you are talking about the modified and the created things mentioned on the file item. So there's no active issues right now. So let me just do that again. Why the cursor is still hiding? That doesn't make any sense. All right, let's just do a simple test. Init.lua. Um, Restore require filer URLs hide cursor and vim dot defer restore after 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, this will restore the cursor. So let's see if that working. So you can see cursor is what? The cursor is not restoring. Why is this happening? Hmm. Yeah, I was thinking of those. This thing is not in my priority list right now. The main thing is to make it fully functionable, like creation, deletion, renaming things, and the copy things. Currently, I'm focusing on those things instead of some uh, what you can say, some side things like user might need those things, but currently we have to implement the basic functionality for this plugin, right? So let's ask the DeepSeek what's wrong with the following function. This function is working fine when I test this previously, but currently it's not. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Usage example. Okay, let's see if this function is working or not. Um, let's replace that. Yo, this this is even worse. I mean, these AI things are literally dumb. Not gonna lie. What? Oh, come on. Now my cursor is, it's a bar. GUI cursor, GUI cursor. But geo.gui cursor equals in column this. Why it is not working? Oh, we are hiding the cursor. Let me see. Why it's not working? I mean, I don't have any clue. Let's just not reschedule that. Let's just call it right away. Hmm, cursor is still hiding. Mm, it's nothing. GUI cursor is not changing. Mm, that is so frustrating. I mean, I don't have any single clue. Why is this happening? I mean, does anyone know how to fix this, guys? I'm completely stuck. Not gonna lie. This function is really working. I tested it before the stream, but this is working perfectly. But now it didn't. Like it's not working. Wait a minute. It's not working either here. Um, Restore use require file use um hide cursor and then dot default function after 2 seconds. Let's just restoration is not working, but you can see if I do this, the cursor is restored. It's the same thing we are doing here. And what's the problem with you? What's the problem with you? Print original GUI cursor. Just remove. Oh, you can see we don't need the original cursor actually. We can just set uh, a column. Hmm, that is awesome. So, okay, let's remove the init file here and let's try to test this init.lua. No, you can see cursor is bring back to its original shape. Whoa. So let's um right cursor on confirmation pop-up. Let's push those changes because I don't have enough time to implement the tests. We can implement the test in the next stream, guys. Feeling a little sad. Don't worry, it's fixed now. You can see. You should check if it is empty when fallback to A. Yeah, that makes sense because when we are debugging the value of the original cursor, It's a empty string. Hmm. Yeah. Nice thing, bro. Nice thing. Let's just try that thing. Uh, here's the GUI cursor, and if original GUI cursor not an empty string like that. If it's not an empty string, then rim.geo.GUI cursor is equals to original cursor. I think you are saying me to do it in this way, right? Desert penguin. Okay, all the checks are done. You can enjoy. Okay, so this is the way. So let's test this thing also. Makes sense. Let's override this to the original thing. Let's push this. Let's make a force push. Let's see. Okay, the tests are working. Let's just wait for the checks. Okay, perfect. And by the way, guys, if you want to contribute in this project, like if you are able to implement some functionality here, like the basic fundamentals of file system, you can just feel free to contribute in this project. If you have any question about it, like you need to contribute in this project, I mean, any question about the code base, you can ask it right away. Otherwise, we can just um, quit the stream, and we can implement the test for the functions in the tomorrow live stream, because currently we don't have time to implement those tests. The tests are not too much, the just I think 2 or 3 unit tests. Today we just implement the confirmation box, right? You can see the confirmation box is really awesome. Let's delete that. Yes, and it will delete this. Perfect. So I think you don't have any questions. So let's just end the stream right now, because we already passed the 150 mark of the stream. I wonder how many likes. Oh, 7 likes. That's insane. I think this is the maximum like that I get on a live stream. Goodbye. Okay, goodbye, bit of dust. So let's just end the stream. Goodbye, everyone. Uh, good night. Good night, everyone. Because it's night time for me. You can see here, it's 10:46 p.m. Maybe it's a morning for you. So see ya, guys. Let's end the stream right now. We will meet in the next stream tomorrow.